Hello, my name's Cameron and I'm captain of the Penguiners programming team. Today, we're going to be going over some driver enhancements, particularly speed controls, that make it easier for your drivers to navigate the field and be more precise, while at the same time having the freedom they need to move fast when they want to. So, we do this in the form of speed controls. And we also do this not just for the wheel speeds, but we do this for our slide and our worm gear as well, because when we angle it, sometimes we want to be able to move the angle initially fast, but at the end, we want to slow it down so we can easily pick up those pixels because they're oriented in a very specific way that slower might benefit us more. So because of this, what we have is whenever we initialize our speeds and actually set the power of our robot motors, we use the speed. We have a variable that we set and call speed control. So essentially what this variable is it'll dampen or accelerate or kind of manipulate the value around of all of the speeds of our wheel motors. And then we have another variable called slide control, which will slow down or speed up or do all the kind of same things towards our slides and scoring mechanisms within the teleoperated period. So for our wheel speeds, we do the normal thing where we set them kind of to the forward and strafe minus the turn, or the forward and strafe plus the turn, depending on if it's in the right or the left side. And yeah, so that's just a traditional approach. But what we actually do during our matches, we have this variable called speed control that I already mentioned. So we will manipulate this by this constant that we use, that we can change with these buttons A, B, X, and X on our robot. So, all right, so how do we do this, right? So the way we do this is we have a series of if statements, and we just it's pretty simple, and this will be a pretty quick video. All we have is if the gamepad Y is clicked, we set it to 0.3. If B is clicked, we set it to 0.4, 40% speed. And if the A is clicked, we set it to 70% speed. And otherwise, it'll just be running at default at 100% speed. So, which is pretty fast especially if you have like a go build, the chassis, and depending on the RPM of your motors, can be sometimes hard to control, but also really, really helpful in situations where maybe you're like trying to rush across the field, like to get to the hang and end game. So you want to have that ability, while at the same time simultaneously having the ability to slow down your robot when it's necessary. So Y is kind of the slowest one, B is kind of middle of the road, and A is like whatever, you're going pretty fast, but you're not going too fast. You can still control it. So obviously these values aren't dead set, and we could change them when we want to. But these are kind of the values that me and the other driver Chase had got with tuning it to our appropriate needs, and you guys can tune these to your needs as well. Y doesn't have to do the slow one, B doesn't have to do the fast one. You can use any button on your controller. So what we do is we just multiply this speed control by the wheel speeds, and yeah, that's really about it. We also have another variable called slide control, and it's the same kind of concept. And what we found is initially we were running our slides on 100% speed, which is nice when we're trying to really get up there fast and cycle pretty fast. But sometimes when we were getting on a high beam, it was leading to us being inaccurate or sometimes missing that basket at the top. So, all right, so now I'm kind of going to go into the slide control variable that we have as a team, right? So I already explained the speed controls, why they can be useful. Generally, I'm just going to go into our slide controls too. So basically, the same kind of situation applies. We have speed controls on our slide and our worm gear. And so we don't have 3 of them, but if we are holding down X, we kind of slow down everything, and this is useful. This is really useful for us when we're picking, because we're kind of we can do specimens and samples, but we generally specify or I don't know the word, specialize. We specialize in specimens, so like when we're picking it up and we need to be really precise, it's helpful to slow everything down. So we have the speed controls. I already kind of explained how they work. We multiply our worm gear values by our slide control. We multiply our slide speeds by our slide velocities by our slide control. That's really about it. It's kind of the same concept. I don't want to beat like a dead horse or anything, so that's really kind of about it for this video. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. It's always a pleasure. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, put them down below. Hit us up on Twitter, Instagram, right here on YouTube. Check out the open house. That's really about it. Thank you for watching.